Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Trimcraft Tuesday video. This week I am creating with the new Dovecraft Make-A-Wish collection, and I am scrapping a photo of my cat Conan, who seems to have appeared a lot on my channel recently. But anyways, this was taken at my brother's birthday last year, I'm going to say, my little brother, and my sister snapped this photo like towards the end when there was just like one little cake left on the cake stand of Conan sort of looking at the cake, and the picture looks like he's looking at it like really longingly kind of thing. And just in case there's anyone out there worried, don't worry, I would never let Conan eat something that was so bad for him, like a chocolate cake, because we all know cat's chocolate, not good. But the thing is, Conan wouldn't eat it anyway, he's just not interested in sweet things. But I thought I'd just clarify that in case anyone, started yelling at me via the internet. Conan would not and could not eat that cake. But anyways, it was just a really funny photo because it does look like he's looking at the cake kind of going, is that for me? So I just thought this would be a great picture to scrapbook with this very bright and colourful collection. So I'm starting here by doing some stenciling, I've already done most of it, with some Nouveau Embellishment Mousse. I haven't written down the colours and I can't remember them off the top of my head, so they will be in the description box. And I'm just using this star stencil, which I got from AliExpress a long time ago. And I'm just using, you can see I used the yellow 3 times, and then the green and the pink and the sort of orangey coral sort of between the yellow. Just, it's like really, bright and fun and all of that. So now I am taking roughly, it's probably more than half, maybe 2/3 of the papers, I'm not sure, a few of the papers from the paper pad, and kind of just, what I'm going to do is just do that ye old classic thing of having them sort of rotating, so one paper on top of the other one and just rotating in a circle kind of thing, and each one getting smaller and it going up and up and up kind of thing. So I've got to cut the first one to 6.5 inches. I just, there by the way, I kind of put them in an order that I thought was the most aesthetically pleasing, and yes, I cut the first one at 6.5 inches, and then each one I'm cutting down by 1/2 inch, so 6.5 inches, then 6, then 5.5, then 5, and so on and so forth, until all of them are cut. And then putting them in that sort of rotating fashion. Basically, my goal, little challenge I set myself for this layout, was to use every single paper, or every single pattern at least, from this paper pad, and I thought I had achieved that. But when I edited this video, I realised I did not, and I am so angry with myself. Basically, so I've got these papers I'm using here. I'm going to use other ones to back my photo, and then the other ones I'm going to use like fussy cut elements from those papers. So I thought every single paper had been included, and I was like, yeah, I did it, but I didn't. There's a paper, you can just see a little bit of it there on the left, which is pink with little ice cream sundaes on, and I was planning to fussy cut a couple of sundaes, and I forgot, and then I didn't make it on, so I think I'm actually just going to go and sneakily cut one little ice cream sundae and put it somewhere on the layout so that my mission is complete. But anyways, kind of achieved my goal anyways. So I did ink around the edges of all the papers that are going down there, just to help them each stand out, because otherwise they kind of blended together a little bit. So just inking around the edges. I don't think I used black, I think I used grey ink, but yeah, as I said, just to help them stand out a little bit. And then I am choosing a couple more papers, the hats, the presents, and the cakes, and I thought the sundaes, but obviously not, and fussy cutting a couple of bits and pieces from these to use as embellishments. The presents paper, one with the gift wrap presents on, has got some really tiny ones, which at the time I did fussy cut them, and I'm like, what is the point? These are so tiny, why am I fussy cutting these? But I do end up using them, so there you go. You can just see a couple of them in my little tray there. So my photo, when I print my photos, I print them onto A4. I use leaflet paper actually rather than photo paper to print my photos, but it means they always have like a little white border around them, so generally speaking I keep that little white border on. And then I've backed it with a thin layer of black cardstock, because obviously that's going to really help the photo stand out. And then I'm going to back it with this coral one with the hats on, and then the grid paper with the balloons on, which I really love that paper. Now the pink confetti paper, I do use that pattern on this layout, but I don't use the actual paper, so I don't know if that's cheating as well. But anyways, so I'm going to add my photo on with the dot and dab foam tape. I said this in a very recent video about how this foam tape is like extra thick or deep, whatever the proper word to use is there. So it adds lots and lots of dimension. Like, I'm really enjoying using it, and I think I'm going to get through it rather quickly, so I better get some more of that. But yes, so I'm going to cut out a couple of these little sentiments from the vellum pad, and I've got hello, eat cake, because obviously, and then one that says cake. So I'm just going to fussy cut those and add them to my layout. I don't know how well you can see on this screen, but there is a big greyish smudge on the bottom right of my layout there. And this, every time I do a layout that's a white background, I always smudge it. I always get dirt on it. I don't know if it's just because my hands are always covered in ink or glue or whatever. I promise I'm not a dirty person. It's just I always end up getting smudges on white card when I'm doing this kind of layout. But anyway, point being, I added one of those large vellum pieces right there, basically to cover up that smudge, and there is another smudge slightly more to the left, which I will also cover up because yes. I'm using the new dot and dab adhesive there. That is the clear glue stick to stick down the vellum, and it did really well actually, because you know sometimes sticking vellum down can be a bit of a pain because you can't use double-sided tape because then you can see it through the vellum, so you have to be quite particular about what glue you use. And anyways, point being, the dot and dab clear adhesive glue stick worked for the vellum. My title, which I've just put down, is "For Me?" ? Which it looks like what Conan is saying. I use Simply Creative alphas for that. Those are the white glitter foam alphas. I always pick mine up in the range because they're usually about £1 for a pack, which is just amazing. I think Hobbycraft often, I don't know, I haven't been in Hobbycraft like physically in ages, but I think they have them. And now I'm going to add lots and lots of embellishments. I've got bits from the decoupage pad, such as those little cupcakes, and one of the cakes next to the photo, there's the pile of presents kind of thing, which is one of the wooden toppers, and then I've got all those little pieces that I fussy cut as well. So I've got the hats, I've got the presents, I've got the cakes, and some of the pieces I'm going to put like right way up kind of thing, but some of them I'm going to just sort of, like that hat I just put down there, I've kind of put it the wrong way round, so it kind of goes with the flow of the way the papers are moving kind of thing. I think that makes sense. Anyways, that's what I'm trying to do anyway. So that's why like some pieces are slightly upside down or on their side or something, just to kind of keep up the momentum. Oh, that was a good word, of the papers. So yes, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of things going down as per usual, because you know I'm kind of scrapbooker and crafter. I just love all my little pieces and lots of little embellishments. I'm going to stick using these are the glitter stickers, and I came across those little nautical stars, and I love a nautical star. I think it's just because it gives me nostalgic feelings of drawing nautical stars in my school books. Did anyone else do that? Because like they're quite easy to make look good with a bit of doodling and stuff. Maybe it's just because I was an emo kid that I drew lots of nautical stars and desperately wanted a tattoo of nautical stars, and I'm so glad my mother didn't let me get one. But anyways, moving swiftly on, adding more things as per usual. Puffy stickers now. I was going to put a cake up the top of the photo there because I've got like two big things either side of it, but that didn't quite look correct, so I've just put that little mint coloured cake slightly under the photo on the right. And now I'm going to add these little buttons. I've said this in the past, but I often use these buttons just pretending they're just like enamel dots or little gems or something. Just stick a glue dot on the back and put them around the layout like you would enamel dots or sequins or whatever. So, and I just think they look really fun and fab, and these ones are really gorgeous colours. So yes, those are going all over the place. And then here I've got those little presents that I was talking about earlier, those teeny tiny little ones that I fussy cut and wondered why on earth I was fussy cutting them at the time. And I'm using those as also like fake enamel dots as well, and I kind of like that look because it's just a bit different, a bit fun. Here, I'm doing my journaling, so I'm just basically journaling about the photo and how it's Conan looking like he's going to eat the cake, but he was not going to eat the cake, so don't worry. And I've just done that on just a little scrap of paper and put it in one of these little mini envelopes from the collection, and that's where I bring in that pattern, the pink polka dot pattern, which is where I thought I'd completed my goal of getting all the papers on, but we'll ignore that. And yeah, I'm just going to finish off with this sort of rough border here, just to kind of tie everything in together, and draw little stars along the border just to make it a bit more fun and interesting and things. And I think that is all I do. No, tell a lie. I'm going to add a little bit of Dovecraft glitter glue just around the edges of the photo, just to add a little bit of sparkle, make it pop a bit. And I'm going to add it around the little envelope as well, just to kind of highlight that. So you kind of first look at the photo, and then you look at the envelope and go, oh, what is in this envelope? I shall read it. That was hopefully the goal. Anyway, oh goodness me, yet another puffy sticker. Oh, another star. I just love them so much. More stickers? I really thought I'd finished, but apparently not. Just putting little bits and pieces on, little heart, little star. You know me, as this always saying, I always like my little bits and pieces. Finishing off, here we go, with a little heart on the envelope, and I am now finished. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this one. I really had a great time making this one. Like, it's a bit different from my usual style, but as I said, I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Please leave me a thumbs up if you did. I will put all the links that I possibly can down in the description box. Please chat to me in the comments, because I love talking to you guys. And yeah, okay, obviously check out all the Trimcraft links to their blog and their Instagram for all of the inspiration. And yes, okay, I'm going to shut up now. I am finished. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.